ADA compliance for websites. The Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, is a landmark civil rights law that prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities. This legislation has played a crucial role in improving accessibility and promoting inclusivity across various aspects of life, including the digital realm. As the internet has become an integral part of our daily activities, ensuring website accessibility for people with disabilities is not only a legal requirement, but also a moral obligation. Introduction to the ADA. One, the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. The ADA was signed into law by President George H.W. Bush in 1990 after a 2-year campaign by disability rights advocates and activists. This groundbreaking legislation aimed to prohibit discrimination against individuals with disabilities and promote their full participation in society. 2, Section 508 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. Section 508 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 was another significant piece of legislation that addressed accessibility requirements for electronic and information technology used by the federal government, including websites. 3, ADA Amendments Act of 2008. In 2008, the ADA Amendments Act was signed into law by President George W. Bush, broadening the definition of disability and expanding the scope of the ADA's protections. The rise of ADA website compliance lawsuits, one, increased awareness. As people with disabilities become more aware of their legal rights, they are increasingly seeking recourse if they encounter inaccessible websites or online services. 2, shift to digital commerce. With the rise of e-commerce and the growing importance of online interactions, website accessibility has become a critical issue for businesses of all sizes. 3, legal incentives. The legal environment in the U.S., including provisions that allow plaintiffs to recover legal costs, has made it easier for individuals with disabilities to file lawsuits against non-compliant businesses. 4, high-profile cases. Several high-profile lawsuits against major companies such as Beyonce, Nike, and Domino's have brought increased attention to the issue, the impact on small and medium-sized businesses. Demand letters. In 2020, it was estimated that businesses received approximately 265,000 website accessibility demand letters, with many leading to settlements ranging from $10,000 to $100,000. Lawsuits. While only a small percentage of demand letters resulted in lawsuits, around 2,058 in 2020, the legal costs and potential damages can be significant for small and medium-sized businesses targeted by law firms. Plaintiffs' law firms are becoming increasingly efficient at identifying non-compliant businesses, with a few firms accounting for a significant portion of the lawsuits filed in 2020. Who must comply with the ADA? All businesses. Contrary to popular belief, the ADA applies to businesses of all sizes, not just large corporations. Any business with more than 15 employees must comply with ADA legislation for both customers and employees. Public accommodations. The ADA's Title III covers public accommodations, which includes businesses, restaurants, hotels, theaters, doctors' offices, pharmacies, retail stores, medical centers, public libraries, parks, daycare centers, and schools. Online presence. While the original ADA legislation did not explicitly address the internet, court rulings and legal interpretations have made it clear that websites and online portals must also be accessible to individuals with disabilities. Is ADA compliance mandatory for websites? 1, legal interpretation. The Department of Justice has consistently interpreted the ADA as requiring website accessibility for public accommodations, as stated in an official letter to Congress in 2018. 2, court rulings. U.S. courts have enforced ADA accessibility requirements for websites, recognizing that online interactions have become an integral part of daily life and commerce. 3, compliance necessity. Given the legal landscape and the increasing importance of digital accessibility, it is clear that businesses must ensure their websites comply with ADA rules to avoid potential lawsuits and legal consequences. The importance of web accessibility, inclusivity. Web accessibility promotes inclusivity by ensuring that individuals with disabilities can access and engage with online content and services without barriers. Equal opportunity. By making websites accessible, businesses provide equal opportunities for people with disabilities to participate in online activities, commerce, and information gathering. Diversity and representation. Embracing web accessibility demonstrates a commitment to diversity and representation, acknowledging the diverse needs and experiences of individuals with disabilities. Legal compliance, ensuring website accessibility is not only a moral imperative, but also a legal requirement under the ADA, protecting businesses from potential lawsuits and legal consequences. Accessibility guidelines for websites, WCAG 2.0. The Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, WCAG 2.0, are the international standard for web accessibility, providing a comprehensive set of guidelines to ensure content is accessible to all users. Browser extensions. Tools like the Web Developer Toolbar for Firefox and the Wave Web Accessibility Tool for Google Chrome can help identify common accessibility issues on web pages. Screen reader testing. Using screen readers, which are software applications that read on-screen text aloud, can help evaluate the accessibility of a website for users with visual impairments. Assistive technology compatibility. Websites should be designed to be compatible with various assistive technologies, such as screen readers, magnifiers, and text-to-speech software. Web accessibility standards for ADA compliance. Content clarity. Use clear and concise language, headings and subheadings, and concrete examples to make content more accessible and easier to understand for all users. Alternative text. Provide text descriptions as alternatives for non-text content, such as images, to accommodate users with visual impairments who rely on screen readers. Keyboard navigation. Ensure that the website can be navigated using only a keyboard, as some users may have difficulty using a mouse due to physical or neurological conditions. Simple navigation. Use simple and consistent navigation structures to help users easily find their way around the site, regardless of their abilities or assistive technologies. High contrast colors. Use high contrast colors for text and background to improve readability for users with visual impairments or color blindness. Captions and transcripts. Provide captions and transcripts for all video and audio content to accommodate users who are deaf or hard of hearing. Alternative text for images. Include alternative text descriptions for all images, PDFs, and other visual content to ensure accessibility for users who rely on screen readers. The limitations of ADA plugins. 1. Plugin interruptions. If an ADA plugin is interrupted during loading and the underlying code is not compliant, the website may still be inaccessible, potentially leading to legal issue. 2. Incomplete solution. While ADA plugins can assist with accessibility, they should not be relied upon as the sole solution for achieving ADA compliance. Proper web design and development practices are essential. 3. Plugin quality. Not all ADA plugins are created equal, and only a few have been thoroughly tested and proven to offer superior compliance capabilities. Tax credits for ADA compliance. $5,000 tax credit. Businesses with gross receipts of $1 million or less, or with 30 or fewer full-time employees, may be eligible for a tax credit of up to $5,000 per year for making their websites, landing pages, and apps ADA compliant. Compliance assistance. If you need help ensuring your projects are ADA compliant, seek professional assistance to avoid potential penalties and take advantage of the available tax credit. Potential penalties. It is estimated that businesses could face up to $15 billion in penalties over the next 12 months for non-compliance with ADA website accessibility requirements. The impact on web design and development. 1. Website design. Web designers must prioritize accessibility principles from the initial stages of website development, ensuring that the design is inclusive and meets ADA compliance standards. 2. Software companies. Software companies that offer website builders, landing page creators, or other web development tools must ensure their products are ADA compliant to avoid potential liability. 3. Development agencies. Web development agencies that create websites, apps, or digital products for clients must adhere to ADA accessibility guidelines to protect themselves and their clients from legal risks. The potential for lawsuits and liability, class action lawsuits, web design agencies, software companies, and businesses that fail to prioritize ADA compliance may face the risk of class action lawsuits, which can result in significant financial and reputational damages. Discrimination claims. By providing inaccessible digital products or services, companies may be accused of discriminating against individuals with disabilities, leading to legal consequences and potential settlements. Confidentiality concerns. Many companies choose to settle ADA compliance lawsuits out of court to avoid public disclosure of their non-compliance and potential discrimination against individuals with disabilities. It is estimated that penalties could surpass $15 billion in the next 12-month period. The business case for web accessibility, market expansion. By making websites and digital products accessible, businesses can tap into a significant market of individuals with disabilities, estimated to be worth over $21 billion in the United States alone. Improved user experience. Accessible design principles often lead to a better user experience for all users, regardless of their abilities, resulting in increased customer satisfaction and loyalty. Competitive advantage. Companies that prioritize web accessibility can gain a competitive edge by demonstrating their commitment to inclusivity and meeting the needs of a diverse customer base. Your next step, find out if you are in compliance. IQmarketers.com can do a free examination of your website within 24 hours to see if you have violations. If needed, we can provide a more thorough scan and point out the issues. If you are not compliant, what do you do? We can work with you to come up with a compliance plan to make sure you meet the ADA requirements. Call 615-999-9179 today. You can also visit us at IQmarketers.com.